you. Test, 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 test. To do the one was come out. Thank you. Bye.
Bada bing. Good evening, folks. Rivervale. Okay, we are looking for bags. I'm going to try to get the Strawlock pack first, then we're going to run back over to South Karana, try to get that one. Didn't have much luck earlier. Tommy and I were on earlier trying to get it. Weren't having much luck. I don't know why. Also hoping to get the fabled granite smucktail and his fabled polished granite tomahawk, which is much better than the regular granite tomahawk. But let's see if we can get the Strawlock pack first. And we're off. Was able to pick up a really nice bow down in South Karana today, though. purely by accident. Lost all the stats that goes along with the Defiant bow, but like I said before, the Defiant weapons don't necessarily have the best damage delay ratio. They just have a lot of stats on, which makes them a tempting choice, but your damage output tends to be lower. But we ended up getting what is it? Runed Oak Bow. I swear to you, one of these days I will leave the old world and check out some of the other stuff. But for right now. Ooh. That's loud. Agnes Shrollock. I think he drops the totem. Could be wrong about that. Let's find out. Nope, shiny brass halberd. Which is basically worthless, but we got it. At least we know they do drop their drops. I'm just going to clear out orcs. Hopefully trigger a spawn. Much easier to kill them now. Of course, there are a lot fewer orcs now, I think. I don't know. Could be wrong. Ooh. Simple Defiant leather. Very nice. I always manage to land that slow. When a zone is empty, do you think anything occurs in it? Is the zone's activity only active when it's being perceived by a player? Inquiring minds want to know. Excuse me. Angry Dad, what's going on? Awesome. Groovy. Tommy got you in, I'm guessing? Cool. Good. Yeah, I gotta get back on there. I gotta do something with my warlock. At least get him up to as high as I can before I get the expansion. Got a cool... Oh, I thought you said cool banana. Really gotta get my eyes checked. I think the Orc Warrior is the only one I really have to kill. He's placeholder for the one that I'm looking for. I think that's the only one I really need to kill. Oh, really? Nice. I was earning all kinds of crazy XP, but capped out at 20, so it wasn't really doing me any good anymore. Oh, for the faction. Okay. Yeah, I guess that is something I could still grind out. I forgot about that. Damn. Now I wish I'd played that tonight. Nice. Good deal. Oh, it's not even available yet? I thought it was out. Or do you just mean it drops for you? Okay. All right. Shows how much I pay attention. I wonder if my track reaches all the way over there yet. Yes, it does. Reaches all the way over to Captain Orban. That's our guy. This is the guy that's supposed to drop the pack. See if he does. Yes, he did. Groovy, groovy. There's one down. Now let's see if we can get our Polished Granite Tomahawk on the other side. It should be all the ones that we have to kill. But got Quillmane to pop today. Tommy and I did. I don't know if you even know who that is, but he dropped the pants. He didn't drop the cloak. That's it. There used to be a lot more gnolls too. Oh well, progress. Let's go ahead and do a rebuff. Fletching 200. Just got mine up to 135 today. Boy, that's expensive. Vexvin, the guy with the shield. Yep, and he's got the shield too. Pew. Pew. Anonymous, what's going on? I did. I didn't really hear any details, just that he was the next victim of the Me Too movement. Oh, Granick Smucktail's up too. How about that? You can't. You have to have a you have to have a contract. You have to video everything. You have to make sure everything's documented, and it's probably a good idea to take an attorney with you as well. In fact, I saw an article where a lot of guys that are doing the dating thing are now insisting on video consent before engaging in any sexual acts. I'm glad I'm out of that crap. I'm so glad. Yeah, how do you know you didn't doctor the video? Yep. You're just not safe anymore. Plain and simple. The safest bet is not to engage. Well, even marriage doesn't have you safe. I got lucky. I got one with common sense. I got one with decency. But yeah, even marriage won't save you anymore. Hell, the girlfriend's very fond of saying there is literally zero incentive for a man to get married these days. Zero. You have everything to lose and nothing to gain. Let her press charges. So if you're with somebody who's going to say that, they're going to do it anyhow. And in marriage, they have a contract. You know, they can take half. At least if they press charges, you only go to prison. Like, you know, your best bet is just not to engage. Move to Vegas. Yep. Well, that's what happens when you let them vote. Everybody tried saying it was a bad idea when they were doing it. Nobody would listen. I'm kidding. Well, I'm kind of kidding. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Really, all you have to do is not sleep with them until you get married. Spend a year getting to know this individual, but keep your pants up. And if after a year you feel confident that this isn't one of the crazy ones, and that's really where it all stems from, the general breakdown of morality. Yeah, soon sex dolls already out. Just got to get the cost down. You're getting pretty advanced too. I like cooking. So I don't even need them to do that. I like to cook. Hell, I don't even mind doing the dishes. And I'm beyond the years where I care about sex, so. And that's a good position to be in. Once you get to the point where you can like look at a female and say, no thank you, that's when you've taken the power back, because they can't lord that over your head anymore. And I think more guys should practice that. Self-discipline, self-control. Get your shit in check. You know, stop being ruled by your dick. They do. You know, I was guilty of it too when I was younger, but you know, looking back now, I wished I had forced myself to have more self-control, because then I would have avoided a lot of hardship in my life. But if guys can do that, instead of doing the MGTOW thing, or, you know, crying because of the incel thing, you know, take control back. If a woman approaches you, just say no. No thank you, not interested. I would rather wait until I'm married. And then, after she picks her jaw up off the floor, and realize she doesn't have that kind of power over you, you know, maybe we can get back to a more even keel. Because it's supposed to be a partnership. It's supposed to be a 50-50 deal. You have your role, I have my role, and then when the two combine, you know, we create a complete package. But it has shifted so far. Well, just a lot of things have shifted so far to one side. Turn into trannies. Yeah, but see, you're still a slave to the desires. Even doing that, and the trannies are just grateful to have somebody though that's willing to fuck them. You know, just let's face it, they're not heavily sought after outside of 4chan. Wolf, what's going on? Came in just in time for the tranny conversation. The roles of men and women, and how things have been skewed, and how a lot of well, he mentioned Hollywood celebrities are moving on to trannies just to avoid any potential legal repercussions from being involved in a relationship with a female. They are, to an extent. Okay, and even that I'm going to question. I don't necessarily think they are. I think they've been conditioned to believe that that's what they should do. MGTOW is men going their own way, giving up on women altogether. But that's not the answer either. You know, the reproductive rates against most Western nations, especially most Western white nations, is plummeting. We're actually losing ground. So MGTOW is not the way to go, because it goes against the biological order. You're supposed to reproduce. That's your prime directive. And you're supposed to find a suitable mate to do so with. But they've been so conditioned to accept that more is better. You know, this man can provide me with this, but that man can provide me with that. And it has nothing to do with love or affection or, you know, a stable relationship even, you know, because love is really a bad basis for a relationship. Everything to do with personal gain. And for so many years now they've been told, you have to have more, you have to have more, and if this man isn't providing it, despite the fact that you've been married for 10 years, you know, find somebody else. Instead of making it work, instead of finding a way to make it work. A woman's job is to push the man. Because men are inherently lazy, and you know, they want to play with their toys and they want to go play with their friends. They don't want to go to work and all that kind of stuff. It's a woman's job to push the man. And it's a man's job to provide for the family, you know, historically speaking. It's okay for the man to have his interests, but he can't lose his focus. And the woman is the focus. And you see it. You'll see it with single guys. Go looking around at all the single guys that you know. And there's no focus there. There's no purpose. They just kind of drift around from here to there, bar to bar, you know, hobby to hobby, project to project. You know, they'll go to work and maintain a steady job, but it's really because they have nothing else to do more than anything. But they, you know, they won't think twice about leaving that job to move to the other side of the country for completely arbitrary reasons. No focus, no foundation. The woman provides that foundation. It provides that focus, and then, you know, with the woman comes the family, and that's the true focus of the union, is the family. Because honestly, the man and the woman don't matter. Once the reproduction has begun, the man and the woman are just there to provide for the children. It's just the way it is. But without that, men just kind of drift. I did it for several years. I just kind of drifted around, no focus. And you know, when you do that for long enough, you get tired of doing it. So you leap on the first thing that comes along, the first opportunity, the first chance, because you weren't spending time looking for the right one. You were just kind of drifting aimlessly, and you always make a bad decision. What do I know? I'm just some guy who talks a lot. Stop fucking everyone you meet and save it for the one that's worth it. That's basically what I'm saying. You got perfectly functional right hand to tide you over until then. I've been married, you know, and this is going to sound hypocritical of me, but this is how I know these things, because I've, you know, been through it. I've been married twice. First time I was way too young. Second time it was just, long story, but I kind of just got swept away in a situation that I lost control of. Because I'd been drifting aimlessly for several years. This was an anchor. Unfortunately, it was a rusty anchor. What was I saying? It was my choice to leave. The second one. The first one was just a mutual. We were too young and stupid to get married. I don't know what the hell we were thinking. And we just mutually agreed to go our separate ways. Because it was a nightmare. It was a freaking nightmare. But yeah, I mean, that's not modern. That's 20 years ago, something like that. I don't know, a while ago. And this one came along, and I waited to get to know her. Didn't jump into things, and then once I felt confident about the situation, took it to the next level. No, hell no. No, I wouldn't a heartbeat. Honestly, I wouldn't a heartbeat. I'm that confident in the situation. We've been together for what, 7.5, 8 years. I don't know. Lost track of time. I wouldn't a heartbeat. We just never got around to it. I trust her implicitly. Nope, not one. Not one. But I've learned from my mistakes. And that's why I feel I'm qualified to speak on the subject, because I've done it and failed. First one, I was really young. I mean, we got married when I was 18 years old. We had a kid when I was 17. Tommy. Yeah, well, my grandparents. My grandparents were married for 60 odd years. And they freaking hated each other. Yeah. Well, it shows the increase in divorce rates also coincides with the decrease in morality in the United States. It's perfectly acceptable in this day and age to just have casual sex with as many people as you want before you finally decide to settle down. How can you form a stable, lasting relationship with somebody who doesn't know the first thing about stability or self-discipline or self-control? It doesn't work, and that goes on both sides. That's not just the female fault, that's the male fault too. If you can't keep your dick under control, how the hell are you going to have a successful, stable relationship? Because you're going to, the whole entire time you're married, you're going to be, looking at what else is available instead of being happy with what you got. That goes for both men and women. The increase in the progressive ideology, the decrease in morality, the increase in degeneracy, all plays a part in it. All these things were made socially acceptable. Look at Blackpilled Speaks YouTube channel. In this setting, hell no. Most of them aren't. No, it's the rare exception that is. Nowadays it's the exception, not the rule. I got lucky and found the exception. Well, that's the man's fault. You can't blame the man for, I mean, you can't blame the woman for not wanting to be attracted to a big fat slob who sits around the house all day and does absolutely nothing. What incentive does he provide? You know, if you want a suitable mate, you have to be a suitable mate. It goes both ways. It's easy to blame. It's not easy to take responsibility. And that's our biggest shortcoming. If he becomes a fat slob throughout the course of the relationship, or she, no, it's not. Part of maintaining the relationship is continuing to maintain the interest and trying to keep the other interested. You have to keep trying. You have to keep working. You can't rest on your laurels. I mean, you can eventually when you're like in your 60s and 70s and all those desires have shut off. You know, when you're beyond your breeding years, it's okay to let things go for both of them. That's perfectly fine. But when you're still young and of breeding age, and it's all about breeding. It's all about sex. It is. But not casual sex. It's about, you know, propagating the species. What was I saying? You have to continue to try. Now, things are going to start breaking down as the relationship goes on. And there has to be some forgiveness on both sides. You know, if the woman starts getting a little tummy, especially after having a kid or two, you know, that's going to happen. But if you truly, you know, care for and I use these terms separately because they are separate terms, care for and love your significant other, you're going to overlook that kind of stuff because it doesn't really matter. At least you should. I was mentioning Blackpilled Speaks did a really nice little video about the glorification of divorce in the 60s and 70s in film, in movies. How all these movies came out that were talking about couples separating and, you know, husbands stepping out and all these things that are supposed to be, you know, or women having flings on the side. All these little breakdowns of the family unit, the nuclear family. And really good. I recommend it. I recommend most of his videos though, because he really digs into the meat of the matter. And there's a lot of mothers who don't love their children. And you're seeing that a lot more and more these days with the decrease in the amount of natural childbirth. Studies have shown that women that get epidurals, for example, tend to have less of a maternal bond with their children. It inhibits the production of certain chemicals that are released during childbirth that creates that bond despite the horrible pain that they just went through. Definitely worth looking up. But again, it's all about the breakdown of the nuclear family. It always has been. Once you break down the nuclear families, I've said this before, the nuclear family is the foundation of any society. You have the family, you have the neighborhood, you have the community, you have the city, or the town, the city, the state, you know, on and on and on. The nation. If you're trying to push something onto a nation, an ideology, and you want to gain control of that nation and bring it into like a global system, the first thing you do is break down the national identity. And the best way to break down a national identity is to break down the nuclear family, because then it has this ripple effect. You stop feeling like you belong to something. You start feeling like more of an individual and less as part of the whole. And people without support groups, people without backup, are much easier to control. And then you take away that foundation, just like, you know, when you're building a house, you take away, if you don't have a solid foundation on the house, the whole house is going to come crumbling down. Well, the same thing with the society. And the foundation of a society is the nuclear family. Mother, father, children. Then there's the extended family, you know, the grandparents, the aunts, the uncles, the cousins, you know, but it's all, with all its little trials and tribulations, it's still a unit. But once that all starts breaking down, once everybody starts getting separated from one another, once people stop interacting with one another, once they view marriage as a disposable thing, it's real easy from that point forward to just bring it all crashing down. And you're seeing it. You're seeing it every freaking day. We have these conversations every freaking day about the feminists and the progressives and, you know, the Antifa and, you know, the Black Lives Matter movement and all these different things that are just designed to destroy the whole, to fragment the whole. It's by design. That's not a coincidence. People used to be ashamed of getting divorced. They would try to make it work. Now, there were always extreme cases, you know, where you have incredibly abusive husbands, of course. Those are exceptions, not rules. No marriage is perfect. No couple is perfect. There's always going to be issues. There's always going to be shortcomings. The ones who are willing to work it out. The ones who are willing to push through the hard times. You know, those are the ones that get it. Those are the ones that understand what it's all about. So honestly, it's a selfish mentality. I've been hearing a lot of stories from the girlfriend about people, coworkers, and they're, you know, shipping the children off to mom's house so they can go out partying and whatnot. And you know, they have the kids, but they don't give two shits about the kids. They have the kids because they feel like they should, but they really have no attachment to their children. They're just a fashion accessory. When the reality of the situation is that should be your primary focus. We will once it all collapses, and people are forced to get back into those situations. Once the the dollar collapse, well, you're seeing it in Paris right now. Paris is blowing up, dispersing. What's going on? They've pushed that progressive ideology so far. And now they're finding out that, hey, guess what? Socialism costs a lot of fucking money. It costs a lot of money. And I just realized we have to pay for that stuff. It's all fine and good to you want to reduce emissions and allow foreigners into your country unchecked, and to have all this compassion and whatnot, but you have to balance that with practicality. And the practical side of the matter is it costs a lot of freaking money to do these things, and somebody's got to pay for it. And they're finding out right now that, oh yeah, we have to pay for it. You know, that's what you said last night. That's what Margaret Thatcher was talking about. Socialism, it's a great idea, but eventually you run out of other people's money. People stop paying in. You got more people taking out than you do paying in. It's not sustainable. And I don't mean socialism. I don't mean true socialism, because we don't. There's no true socialism right now, but it's moving in that direction. Now, AI is the least of my concerns right now. And I'll tell you why. Those people in power don't want to give up that power, and they're not going to give up that power to a freaking machine. Hell no. That's their power. They work very hard to achieve that power, and they are not going to give that up to a machine. But they're too distrustful of each other, let alone, you know, any potential outside control mechanism. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But there's been enough warnings that, you know, people are starting to take a second look. It'll be a government that does something stupid. It won't be a, you know, like a Soros kind of individual. It won't be somebody like that. It'll be the government doing something stupid, and, you know, like some maverick president like Trump or something like that. Yeah. You remember, oh, what was the one that, was it Google that did it? Or, little AI thing that learned as people talked to it, and the, people on 4chan turned it into a Nazi, racist Nazi thug. Yeah, we're not even close to that point yet. People are too stupid to build something like that. If we still had people like Tesla around, you know, and we do have a few exceptions. You know, Elon Musk is one of those thinkers. People capable of thinking outside the box. Truly outside the box, I mean. But there's not enough of them anymore. And none of them are taken seriously. As you know, these are of course all my opinions, but the France thing, it's spreading. It's hitting Belgium. It's hitting Germany. You're starting to see yellow vests spread all over Europe, which is a big threat to the EU. Rightly so, I would say, but it's about time they wake the fuck up. Fun times we're living in. We are going to live to see the collapse of Western civilization as we know it. I firmly believe that. And we are going to have to get used to a new reality. Within our lifetimes, I mean. Oh, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. We've been teetering on the brink for so long. I'm honestly surprised it hasn't happened already. It's just grit that's and a lot of deception that's kept us from going over the edge so far. But all those blinders are being lifted. People are becoming more and more aware every day. And you know, once you turn something like that on, it's really hard to turn it back off again. Internet was a big mistake for the powers that be. Oh yeah, they're still trying. You know, that's what this whole copyright legislation in the EU is all about. It has nothing to do with, you know, making sure that the copyright holders get their fair share. It has nothing to do with that at all. It's all about shutting it down. If you make it so that every single thing that's published on the internet that might possibly belong to somebody else has to be taxed, cited, linked, whatever, you're going to make it impossible for people to put out any content whatsoever. And it's not the big news organizations that, you know, have to worry about this thing. It's the independents. It's the, you know, the Tim Pools and the Sargons and the, you know, Styx Hexenhammers. It's, well, not really Styx so much because he doesn't do anything. But it's all these little independent guys who are actually telling people what's going on in the world. The We Are Change people. And oh yeah, well, yeah, that's obvious. That whole Middle East deal is just one big war crime. And that's, you know, that's not a reflection on the troops. That's a reflection on the people that are telling the troops what to do. But yeah, shutting down the internet. They let that genie out of the bottle, and they can't get it back in now. They're trying everything they can. Can't block the signal, Mal. People will find a way. I have, and I'm not in favor of it. I don't know a lot about it, but I know that complete, total interconnectivity is a bad thing. People need time away. People need to unplug more. For a variety of reasons. He got into a system that he just doesn't understand the rules of, and it's easy to rail against the guy, but he's a babe in the woods. Honestly, he does great with you know, the tariff deals and the international trade and whatnot. But once he gets into the politics of politics, he's a bit, like I said, babe in the woods. He's so out of his element. Rules are completely different. There's a certain degree of honor in business. Granted, it's cutthroat, but it's cutthroat with rules. Those rules are governed by money. Now, those rules may be loosey-goosey, but there are rules. Politics, there are no rules. because you have no accountability. In business, you have accountability. You have accountability to customers, stockholders, employees, whatever. Politicians don't have that liability. And if they do something that's going to upset the voters, they just tell the voters something completely different. They make something up. So he'll be presented with an idea that's not a good. Well, I mean, Christ, Bolton. He brought Bolton into his cabinet. That's a bad idea. But he was probably told by somebody that it was a good idea. Trying to get the fabled Granic Smucktail to spawn. That's why I keep killing these damn things. I don't even know that much about the 5G thing. All I know is that they're talking about total and complete connectivity. And that's something that, you know, as much time as I spend on my computer, every night I shut the damn thing off. I power it down. I don't leave it running 24/7 because I want it shut down at certain points. I want there to be times of the day when it's not active, when I'm not on it, when I'm not connected. And, you know, this is coming from somebody who spends a lot of time connected. But I understand the importance of getting away from it. And the, you know, safety concerns too. They can get into your system anytime they want to. There's nothing stopping them. Except the current. And if you don't have a current running to your system, they can't get into your system. So shut it down. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about anymore. We've gone too many different paths, too many different conversations, and I got confused somewhere. I gave up cell phones when Blackberries were still cool. Haven't had one since then. Gathorn, okay, yeah, they will. What's going on, yo? So a lot of that stuff just doesn't apply to me, so I don't pay attention to it. And I gave up my cell phone when I realized I was spending all my time staring at my cell phone. When I was interrupting people to answer text messages. You know, when I was having a conversation with somebody and I would interrupt them to answer text messages. That's when I realized that thing's got to go. Never looked back. Never wanted another one. And honestly, the best thing you can do for yourself is just to get rid of it. Look at all the money you'll save every month. Look at all the additional free time you'll have every month to get something accomplished, whether it's a hobby or a job or whatever. Get rid of it. Just get rid of it. If there's no demand for it, there's no need for it. Then they can't justify it. Well, everybody's got cell phones. Everybody wants to be connected. Well, everybody's giving them up. So there's no need for the program anymore. Scrap it. Of course, that's, you know, 1 in maybe 1,000 people will actually take that step. The other NPCs are too locked into the system. Yeah, oh, they're doing that with the microwave, or the cell phone towers. They're making them look like I don't. No, we don't. We don't have any. We have Skype. We use Skype on. We don't even have a house phone. We just got a Skype account. $80 a year. Got a phone number and everything. Oh. Oh, okay. Sorry. So we've been going a lot of different directions and my mind's not with it. Yeah, I get it now. I get it now. But, yeah, there you go. A prime example of how deeply entrenched it's become in the culture. The people the girlfriend works with are flabbergasted that she doesn't have a phone. What do you mean you don't have a phone? Well, what do you do when you need to call somebody? I go home and I pick up the phone. When I'm not home, I don't want to be bothered. That's our time away from being bothered. They can't comprehend. Yep, already got one. Video unavailable. Oh, when you do see people actually talking on their phone as, you know, a phone, they're always holding it out here so everybody in the room can take part in the conversation. What you mean? No, I told her, nuh-uh, nuh-uh, no, You know what I mean? You see them all the time. It was a bad link dispersing. It said video unavailable. Hold on a second. You're on YouTube, right? It's not even popping up in the actual YouTube chat. It's only popping up on the... Can anybody else see the link that Dispersing's posting? I wonder if YouTube is filtering your content. They do that, you know. There you go. Yeah, I think YouTube's actually filtering it out. Okay, yeah, I'll look it up later. Fucking YouTube. Jesus Christ, I hate YouTube. If it wasn't for you YouTube people, I wouldn't even freaking use YouTube anymore. You bitches need to get a Twitch account. Amazon doesn't care as long as you give them money. Alright, well, let's get the hell out of here. What was I doing? Oh, Throne of Heroes. We're going to go elsewhere. The link did show up in the apparently the restream chat works around YouTube filters. But it didn't get the complete link, it gave a cropped version of it. Yeah, proof. Proof that YouTube is filtering messages. How about that? Somebody should document that. Damn, I need coffee. So much crap. Alright, so one of you guys gotta go. And I'm going to need to go get more potions. But that can probably wait for a bit. Okay, I'll be right back in just a minute. I'm going to go grab a coffee. And then we'll continue with this madness. Alright, we're back. The portal's still supposed to be attuned to Northern Plains of Karana, which will be very handy. Yes. I'd like to go after more of the fabled mobs, but at level 30 there's just not that many you can kill. Dynamagok. We tried to get this guy earlier today, the troll, for his bag. Just could not get him to pop. So I'm going to run around and kill every freaking lion I see. Amongst other things. Alluvian! Alluvian, are you an Asheron's Call player? Thanks for the follow, appreciate that. There will probably be a notification here very shortly. Alright, let's get to Smite.
Listen.
There he is.
And learn.
Oh! Alluvian's one of the 3 original... yeah, level 30. It was an accident. Didn't do it on purpose. Alluvian was one of the 3 original playable races in Asheron's Call. Oh, damn it. Spelled slightly different, but... oh, I love that line of spells, the arrow spells that rangers get. Lion, where are you at? Where the hell's the track? There it is. I think that's our placeholder right there. I'm loving it. I gotta, you know, I gotta call it as I see it. I'm very much enjoying this server. I haven't gotten bored yet. Always had something to do. Lots of exploring. Lots of who the hell is Nari Marowak? I'm seeing you're not going to find a group if that's what you're asking, but I'm seeing people chattering all the time. You run into them all over the place. There's been a few people that have seen the stream, you know, hey, love the stream kind of thing, you know. But most people are off doing their own thing. There's no searching for groups or anything like that. It's not social like a P99 is. Doesn't affect me, of course. But yeah, if you want a group, you have to bring your own. Tommy and I spent the afternoon running around the zone trying to find a centaur, a named centaur. And we ended up finding another named centaur that it was dropping the bow that we were looking for in the first place. So we had fun. There are some bugs on it. There was one right there. It's targeting on unlevel terrain can be difficult because there's something to do with the little chunks of terrain interfering with your ability to see. But, you know, little things, you learn to work around them. You mean you have groups of people that you play with, or you do two groups of boxing, I mean? Yeah, I was referring to actual, you know, one person, one character kind of thing. This is definitely a boxing server. For me, that doesn't matter. I always do my own thing. Who is this Nari Marowak? Bear with me just a second, looking something up. Alright, K. Let's go get him. Is that him? Nope, that's Navaset. There he is. You there. Give me your stuff. Oh, you didn't drop it. You're supposed to drop a bracelet of some sort. Now we should have killed enough lions. Let's kill that guy because he's there. And then we wait. The respawn time's faster on this server, so it's not the full 18 minutes, or 13 or whatever it was. Assuming we got the right lion. And assuming there's a lion placeholder on this server. Psst. Get off the table, asshole. Hey. Cat is retarded. Rebuild EQ. It's normally red, like this. No, not this year. It's just little teddy bear Santa Claus light things. I don't. EQ interface. There's a forum section for emulated servers, and the ROF2 client has not too many to choose from. It's effectively the Ranger UI. T0K4. Thank you for the raid. Appreciate that. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce the name. Hey, yo, appreciate that. Who the hell did I just cast snare on? Oh, shit. Should really be more careful. Yeah, I'm trying to get the troll to pop. Get one of the lion hide backpacks. Just killing these guys to fill in some time. Make some money. Centaurs are very well paid on this server. I'm gonna kill her too and see if she drops the axe. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is a slog. Highest I've made it so far is, what, 41? On my Shadow Knight. On P99. Werewolf's up. Hey, thanks for the bit, sir. I have no idea. Taka? Is it? Can I say Taka? Is that okay? Oh, sick wifey, I missed that part. That's always fun. You end up having to do a lot of dishes. Toka. Toka. Toka works. I like Toka. He despawned. Bastard. Had the name or the wife? That's even worse. When you get them sick, they don't let you forget. You did this to me. Fix it. We got 7 minutes, 11 minutes, yeah. That will refresh these two. NyQuil will cure what ails you. If you have cancer, take NyQuil. NyQuil, it'll wipe it right out. It doesn't really, but after taking enough of it, you really just don't care anymore. That freaking guy. Almost ran right into him earlier. That's how I do it. I use Windex on ammonia. Ammonia cleans everything. Blue ammonia cleans it better. I'll go down around Split Paw. Start killing some placeholders for the Pegasus. I don't know how true to the live servers this server is, so I'm just kind of guessing based on past experience what needs to be killed and what doesn't. All right, Toka. Thanks again for the love and support. Well, love might be a bit strong, but the support. And I wish the wife well. Tell her we send our best wishes. Except for Gathorn. Always with the gnolls. Doesn't matter what you kill as long as it's a gnoll. Dagger of dropping. Gnoll hide lariat. That's the one you gotta watch for. Use our archery a little bit. There's a Cyclops around here somewhere. I don't want to accidentally run afoul of him. It's making me nervous. There he is. Alright, he's far enough away. Oh, nice. Very nice. Alright, I'm going to go somewhere and rebuff. Nothing too exciting tonight, just basic camping, farming, that kind of thing. Gnawfang. Named lion. Drops a pelt for some paladin thing, I believe. Whole lot of name mobs in this zone now. Great shadowed men. Don't want anything to do with shadowed men. Kill you. Going to kill you. Okay, you're not actually there. It's bugged. Keep heading south, and I don't want to head south, I want to head west. I want to go up to the zone wall. There's Gnawfang. He doesn't drop anything. I don't know. The hell is that? This guy has definitely seen better days. And he's not very sociable. As good a spot as any. Back in just a second, just going to refill the coffee. All right. Gonna go ahead and do them all. Where are the shadowed men? They're further south, aren't they? I'm going to back up and check on the troll guy. There he is. Found you, you bastard. This guy fears like crazy. Yep, see. He'll probably hit me with one more fear before the fight's over. No, guess not. And there's our bag. Oh, Tommy's going to be pissed. He's going to be very unhappy that I got these. He was up here all morning trying to kill that guy. I'm about to commit a little heresy. I'm going to kill a halfling. There she is. She has the axe, good. Damage shield just tears you to shreds. Holy crap. That's all I wanted. It's nothing great. But it's a good, like, newbie berserker. I have a newbie berserker. Girlfriend throws a fit when I kill elephants. Sorry about the munching. I'm trying to quit smoking again, and when I start to stress, I just grab something to nibble on. Why are you glowering at me dubiously? What have I ever done to you? It was around here that we saw the Pegasus thing. What the hell's it called? I forget what it's called. Quillman. He doesn't drop anything we need. Just basically going around looking for things to kill that drop stuff. But we achieved what we set out for initially, and that was to get the backpack. Oh, Tommy's gonna be pissed. He was at High Pass and over here quite a bit today, trying to get both of those bags. Let's start killing placeholders. Actually, let's not kill that. Let's go down by split paw and just get some XP. Can we just kill this thing? Really need to raise my archery skill. Obviously. Nice. Turn that in for some XP. Good drops, good drops. It's always welcome. I miss playing a Ranger. I know I have one on P99, but it's just not the same. We got 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Yeah, we'll refresh these real quick. Wow, got 2 of them. Wasn't expecting that. Excuse me. Met up a little bit. What have we here? Split Paw is one of my favorite dungeons. Really started to enjoy it on P99 because it was one of the few dungeons my troll or ogre could go into without requiring a shrink potion. One of the few old school dungeons. I don't know which version's on here. I don't know if it's gotten the upgrade because I know like on the live servers it's like a 70 plus dungeon now or something like that. Have been enjoying my stay on the server though. Glad I gave it a shot. Alright. We're in Fight and Trim again. Bouncing up and down drives me mad. When they get like on one of the border areas between two textures or whatever. I'll take it. Not really worth it, but I'll take it. Come on, cast a damn spell. Jesus. Ah, I'm out of pretzels. This is a lot of these things are from the Plane of Knowledge armor quests, and what's really nice about them is they're givable. So when you outgrow them, you can always pass them on to alts or whatever. A lot of that questy stuff is no drop. What bow are I using? It's one I got here, actually. Ruined Oak Bow. 2143. Off one named Centaurs. I was using a Defiant Bow, but the damage on this is just so much better. You lose a lot of the stats, but yeah. Tommy, my son, told me about it. He brought me down here. We wanted to get the quiver, but we never got the quiver. I guess well, no, the guy never popped. We never saw the guy. That's what it was. Came down looking for one particular centaur, and he never popped. And then we ended up killing another named one. He was a red, but we were just goofing around seeing if we could take him. And he ended up dropping the bow, after all. So, but he doesn't drop the quiver. And the one that drops the quiver, you have to kill a bunch of placeholders. Never quite sure which one it is, so we were running around for a while killing every freaking centaur we could find. And he never did pop. Help a lot better than the Defiant Bow I was using, though. Better damage. Oh, already got that one. Hey, Fizzle's done. I didn't realize anybody else was on. We have a guild. Such as it is. Oh yeah, he is on. Let's go inside and see what level they are, shall we? Oh, hell no. Look at that. Red, 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 red. Oh, there's a couple yellows. Good lord. Yeah, this one's been upgraded. Never mind. Back out. That's a quest giver, I'm guessing. Yeah. Yep. That's too bad. I like that dungeon. Where the hell is he? There's a noble. There you are. I'm gonna have to make an XR just to see what. I don't know why. I don't know why. I can't stand XR. I'd rather play a troll than an XR. .52 crit. I don't know why I loot those things. Werewolf. Oh, we have to kill him. Son of a whore. Kill these guys out of spite because I've been killed by werewolves so many freaking times. Running around the Karanas, minding my own business. Werewolf comes along and just bip. So now every one of them must die. Alright, I picked up the locket earlier. Wasn't sure exactly what it was for, but it's for Paladin Armor Quest. So, goodbye. Bow's actually starting to come in handy. Can't wait till I get a headshot. It's going to be sick then. Yeah, nice. It's about the only split paw drop that's worth anything, and it's only charisma. Good for an enchanter or a bard maybe, but pretty much useless for everybody else. I honestly thought farming the bags would take longer. Just got really lucky tonight. Excuse me. Good lord. I would like to kill the Cyclops if he comes back through. Don't know where he is though. Sorry, I'm tired of killing those. I do need one more of those scrolls though. No, two more. When you're high enough level to get those scrolls, they're actually a really nice chunk of XP. At least they used to be. I don't know if they are on here. Looks like we're about due for a full rebuff. I'm going to hang out long enough to get that Cyclops if he comes wandering back through again. Just because I like killing Cyclopses. No reason. There he is. Yeah. The large things. I like to kill giants in general. Cyclopses, sand giants, hill giants, whatever. They're big things. It makes you feel like you're accomplishing something. Anybody can kick a dog. But if you can kick the crap out of somebody 10 times taller than you, you've accomplished something today. He's out there somewhere. There he is. Let's get him. Oh, he's fast. I am. I wanted to kill this guy before I logged off. I think I'm dying though. Bring it. Bring it. You and me, buddy. You and me. Oh, nice. I think I might play that tomorrow. I think that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Talked me into it. Oh, dodged a bullet there. That would have gotten messy very quickly. Alrighty. I am going to wrap up there. I always like to leave it just shy of the level. Thank you all for hanging out with me. I'll be back on tomorrow night at 11, but I'm probably going to be doing Destiny 2 tomorrow night. So, if that's not your thing, yeah, there you go. If it is your thing, please, by all means, join. But until then, you folks have a great evening, and see you next time.